Hey, what's up guys? So this is Nils at Idaho Pulse again. So we're doing a video today on a town called Nampa. And so we're gonna drive you around a little bit, trying to show you around, see what it would be like to drive around in Nampa, kind of give you a feel for the area. Seeing something on a map and actually seeing it in person, or seeing it in a video, I should say, is gonna be a little more helpful, I think, than looking on a map. So you can get a feel for what it's like to live here, or what it's like to drive around here, what the shopping scene's like. If you have any questions for us, feel free to leave us a comment in the video. Like and subscribe, it really helps us out. You can get first access to anything new we put out that way. And if you do have any questions that you want to ask us directly, we have a website called idahopulse.com. You're welcome to go there, leave us a direct message through there, or you can give us a call. So feel free to do that. And anyways, enjoy the video, and welcome to Nampa, Idaho. Okay, so we're driving through a residential area kind of near a park here in Nampa, and just want to kind of show you around a little bit to maybe some residential areas. This is this is definitely a more established area of Nampa, judging by the architecture, probably maybe 40-50 years old, I'm guessing. A lot of Nampa seems like it has these areas that are kind of more central to the main drag there, the main downtown, which I think is kind of normal for most towns. I think Meridian's the same way, so you'll see a lot of older Meridian homes in the near the downtown-ish area, more in the center of it, and then it kind of sprawls outward as it grew. So this is a pretty nice, decent area of Nampa right here. So the houses are not huge houses or anything like that, but they're nicely kept. The yards are nice. So for the most part, you know, there's always those exceptions. This area, I don't feel like it has an HOA for obvious reasons. I think that this is not only older, but it doesn't look like it's got any kind of uniformity to it. So, all right, so here's another area right next to the one we were just on. So got a little bit of a tight squeeze here, but same kind of an age as far as the homes go. We have a lot of brick homes, a lot of big yards. And this is kind of really close to the main drag, where you'll find all the big stores, Costco, Target, all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of more central Nampa here. So Nampa, I think, is a little bit more of an affordable option for a lot of people. It's got a little bit of everything. You really don't have to leave Nampa if you don't want to. So if you're the kind of person that wants to be able to have everything at their disposal, as far as stores go, restaurants go, there's really no reason to leave here. They have major hospitals here. They have major big box stores. So this is one of those places that you really don't even really need to leave to go anywhere. You wouldn't need to go to Meridian to get something for the most part, unless it's like a specific store. So something to keep in mind. Nampa's a little bit lower on the price point range as far as owning a home or renting, and it's And it's not a bad place. It's nice and clean. It's pretty close to, it's probably, what, 15-20 minute drive to Star, 15-20 minute drive to Meridian, depending on what part of Meridian you're going to. So it's a good central place. It's about 25 minutes to Boise, because the freeway's right there. So something to consider if you're looking at moving to Idaho, but you don't want to pay the higher prices and you don't want to be so far away. This is a good spot. All right, so we're gonna leave this this neighborhood here and kind of head towards Lake Lowell. So we're gonna drive away from what would be the main drag of downtown kind of thing, where all the Costco and the Target is and the Best Buy and all that stuff. We're gonna head away from that. We're gonna go towards the lake and kind of see some neighborhoods on the way over there. So I think that's the plan. Then we'll head back over towards the main area and show you around some of the parking, show you around some of the areas where they're shopping and restaurants and all that stuff, to give you a feel for where that's located and what it looks like. So I think for now we're just going to go drive towards there, and we'll stop at some communities on the way and kind of just give you a feel for what the roads look like, what the area kind of looks like, and the general gist of Nampa. So we're on Midland right now. So we are heading towards Lake Avenue, and we're going to go check out Lake Lowell. But in the meantime, enjoy some of the scenery, enjoy some of the roads. This looks like a pretty busy road. It's about 2 o'clock here on a Wednesday. So just to give you perspective on traffic and all that stuff, this is not the busiest time. So it is a little bit congested as far as traffic goes. I'll bet you in about 2 hours this place is going to be pretty packed. So a lot of traffic, and the kids are in school right now also, so that should give you kind of an idea of what you might expect as far as traffic goes. So this is potentially a slower time of the day, kind of in the middle of the day. So we're taking a right on Lone Star Road, which is also Lake Avenue. This area looks like it's a good combination of kind of a nice green. They have some grass here, and then there's some areas where it's not really that well kept. So it's a little bit of a grab bag as far as, you know, depending on where you are in Nampa. Looks like that neighborhood's a lot more green, definitely HOA. I think we might come down one of these. Let's go take a look down here. I've never been down this one personally, so I'm not sure what we're gonna find. But let's go down here and take a look around, see what this neighborhood looks like. This looks like it's probably, I don't know, 20 to 30 years old, something like that. Looks like it's probably HOA. Looks like a fairly typical housing area for Nampa, as far as something that's not super new. As you get a little bit further away, you're going to see some new communities that pop up, and they're probably going to resemble something you'd find in Star or Meridian as far as new communities go. The biggest difference between Nampa, I think, and Meridian is, I mean, they have a similar footprint, I guess, as far as the size go, and then their population is similar. I think Meridian is a little bit nicer as far as the overall cleanliness and upkeep of the area. It seems like Meridian seems to have a little bit more organization, I guess. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But it kind of all depends on your price point, really. It kind of depends on what you can afford and what you can't afford. Kind of keep that in mind. Nampa has a really good location, but it may not be quite as nice as, say, going to a place in Meridian, for instance. So that is kind of going through this community here, kind of just a random example. This one's called Sterling Meadows. And we're back on the road again. starting to get out of school. See some kids walking here. So Nampa has about 103,000 people, roughly, as far as the census information says at the time of this video. So, though this area to the left here, I'll take a cruise in here real quick. CBH homes, if you've done any looking around at any areas in Ada County especially, or Canyon County for that matter, you're gonna see CBH homes. So we've got a lot of nothing out here. So a lot of farming, a lot of there's a couple houses sprawled out, kind of in the mix next to the farms. So not really a whole lot of housing communities going on out here, at least not yet. The way things are growing, I'm sure that won't be too long. But for now, there's just a lot of nothing. So this is part of Nampa that I really enjoy personally. It's just really open. There's not a lot going on except farmland. This is really kind of enjoyable for me personally to drive through. I like it. It calms me down. It's relaxing. This is kind of what most people, including myself, moved out to Idaho to get, is this kind of more open country feel, a little more relaxed. So it looks like we have some houses being built out here with a little bit larger lots. We'll cruise through here. This is called Lone Star Ranch on Durango Avenue. Yeah, these are much different than the other houses. So we're gonna leave that area real quick, go back on the same road we were on, Lone Star. Then we're going to take a right and go into it's the same community, Lone Star Ranch, just a previous phase, so we can kind of see what the community looks like finished. So first impressions of this neighborhood, this is very nice. It's got a nice entryway, nothing over the top like Legacy or anything like that, but definitely nice. These are more of your higher end estates, I think. I think just from looking at it, I don't think these are customs. I think these are just kind of more maybe custom-ish spec houses that are built that people got to pick finishes. But very nice. This is very, very nice place. If you're interested, these are called Lone Star Ranch Estates out in Nampa. So you can always look those up, or we can help you with that if you want to contact us. Turning right on Lone Star Road again. Alright, so we are approaching the lake. And like I said, this is called Lake Lowell. Wanted to show kind of one of the major landmarks that's around Nampa, even though it's on the very outskirts. This is a really nice place just to come hang out, walk around. You can bring your boats. All right, guys, so we just got here to the Lake Lowell and just kind of took a walk down the path there. It's a nice place. This place would be cool. It's kind of surprising that no one's out here. I think it's probably because it's just a weekday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but really peaceful. I mean, you could just come out here and hang out. There's places to launch your boat there. There's some docks behind me over there you can see. So this is kind of a cool place just to kind of hang out. This is a nice big flat area I'm walking around. So kind of surprising that no one's here, but I'll bet you on the weekend it's a lot more busy. So this would be a cool spot just to come hang out and bring the kids, bring the dog, and kind of enjoy the afternoon. So a lot of people look for low cost or free things to do. So this is one of the nicest things you can do around this area, I think. So I just wanted to come and show you what it's all about. All right, so we are leaving the lake area, leaving the lake parking lot and driving away. So right now we're driving back into town basically. So this is still kind of the outskirts. I just wanted to kind of show what this side looks like. This is really pretty though. So we have kind of houses that are near the lake here, kind of in a little bit of a valley over here on the right hand side. And on the left we have a lot more farmland. But this area is very open, very spread out. So if you're looking for something that's a little more open, this is definitely a nice place, somewhere kind of close to the lake area, depending on your budget. That may or may not be possible. So, but this is really nice. So we're coming up on that same CBH community, just on the opposite side here. Yeah, these look like they're CBH homes, so these have not been around for that long. This is a fairly new community on the right-hand side here. And then we have a Walmart coming up here on the right. So this would be fairly nice. It's not a giant Walmart, it's a neighborhood market, I think they call it, a real small one. So, all right, so we're continuing down Roosevelt here, going towards that park with the pool. We have some communities on the right. We have a school over here on the right-hand side here. Let's pick up Oak inside here. We're turning right on Walnut Creek. This is called Middle Creek, is the name of the community here. So this is a nice clean neighborhood. Most definitely it's going to be HOA. Nice houses. These are not cookie cutter. It looks like they're all a little bit different. They all follow a similar style, but they're definitely not cookie cutter. Some have some bricks on the front, some don't. Some have bigger porches, some have small porches, but they all have fairly decent sized front yards, nicely manicured, nice full grown trees. Nothing that was just planted like you'd find in like a new community, like a CBH community that's just going in or something like that. So this is a nice well-established area, very clean, very well-kept area. So this is something that might interest you if you're looking to live in an area of Nampa that's a little bit cleaner, or a little bit nicer. This would be probably a fairly good thing for you to check out, see if there's anything available in this area. So now we're leaving. We're going to take a left on Midland and go back to that main road that we were just on to get back on track here. Okay, so we're turning back on Roosevelt Avenue here, turning a right. All right, so we're getting into a little bit more of an older community here. It looks like it's not quite as well maintained. Looks like some of the communities that have been here for a long time typically look like this, I think. So not terrible, but you definitely can tell they've been here for a while. It's going to be on the lower end of the price point, I think, range if you're looking to move to Idaho, or at least Ada County or Canyon County. So something to consider. You're pretty close to the lake. You're about 15 minutes away from the lake. So if you like going to the water, that's something to consider as well. It's not too far away from a nice place to go to cool off in the summer. So we are approaching 12th Avenue. Traffic's getting a little bit a little bit busier here as we approach the 3 o'clock or 3:15 hour. Okay, so we just turned left on 12th, so we're going to continue down here, kind of show you what this area looks like. This is kind of this isn't really a downtown, so to speak, as much as just a smaller shop area. There's some gas stations, some banks, some car lots, stuff like that. So this is there's an Albertsons here, and this is definitely a little bit older of an area. So the store is a little bit older, the buildings are older, so the streets are a little bit older. So this is just a good example for you to see what it's like to drive down something other than like a main drag of Nampa. There, parallels to the freeway. This is kind of an offshoot, but still been here for a while. So. Alright, so we're continuing on 12th. Making our way towards the park there, so we can show you that area. Crossing over 3rd Street here. So as you can see, a lot of the same kind of stuff as we've been seeing on this street, so it's very similar all the way up and down from so far. So we have some car lots again, some banks, some restaurants, some churches, some residential areas coming up here a little bit. And we are going to veer to the right here and go on Garrity Boulevard here. And here we are. So this is 12th Avenue North. So on the right hand side here we can see that water park. Looks like they've shut it down for the season already, even though it's still 100 degrees out. I guess they decided to call it quits. But this is a nice park. It's very green. We see a lot of activity out here. People having like dancing and stuff they're doing out here in the park, and then there's a large play area just up ahead. Big rose garden in here. So we're driving down Ketchner now. We just passed over the railroad tracks and took a left here. So we're driving down Kitchener right now. We're kind of driving towards all the big business parks and everything like that. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. So again, we still have some industrial around here. We're approaching Northside Boulevard here. We're going to go right through that. Here's another railroad crossing. Some factories here on the right-hand side. And the freeway is to the left of us, so if we turn left here, we could go on the freeway there. That is one nice thing if you like to have access to the freeway to get to Boise or just to get around a little bit easier through Nampa. The freeway is relatively close to almost everywhere in Nampa unless you're out in the middle of nowhere. So that is one nice thing. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, I live in Star, and so the reason why we moved to Star was kind of more for the fact that you're kind of away from everything. You don't have a freeway right next to you, but there is times where you're just shaking your head going, man, it's taking me 30 minutes to go 10 miles. And so that is kind of one of the drawbacks, and then you have to drive a long ways to get to the big box stores. But so that is something, if that's something that's a concern of yours, Nampa is a very good option for you, or could be a very good option if you like the area. There's a little bit of everything here. I mean, you can get the same kind of an area like I have in Star if you want to go a little further away from the downtown area, or you can be right in the middle of it if you want to go with like more of an established older neighborhood. You could be right next to kind of everything in the middle near the freeway and everything. So it kind of just depends on your preference, really. So this area right here is a business park here. So this is a Target, there's a Costco over there, there's a, I think there's a Best Buy. I'm not 100% on that, but I think there's a Best Buy somewhere in here. There's an Olive Garden. Alright, so there's the Best Buy there. So there's a Blaze Pizza, a little shopping mart there. There's a sports place there. Cracker Barrel right there. If we turned left, we would hit a freeway there, but we're not going to go that direction. So when we turn right, we're going to see a little bit more business parks, and then it kind of leads us out of Nampa for the most part. We're going to pass by some farm communities and whatnot. So on the left and the right side, we have some business parks here. Got a Panera Bread there. We've got a Valvoline oil change place, Discount Tire. We've got a McDonald's. Those are pretty much everywhere. Chick-fil-A, that's a big one. There's only a few of those around Ada County, so that's where that one is. There's a Verizon store, and there's I think there's a Burlington Coke factory over here somewhere. Then we have a St. Luke's on the right-hand side, so that's one of the hospitals that we have around this area here. I know there's a St. Alphonsus over there on the other side of the freeway as well, kind of in that direction there. So this is a pretty big hospital here with an emergency room. All right, we have some houses here, kind of on the outskirts here, maybe an acre or so. Less, depending on the house. A lot of cornfields on the left-hand side. So this is kind of on the edge of Nampa. We're still in Nampa, I believe, but we're kind of driving out away from Nampa. But this is still kind of like the northern end of Nampa here. So and then there's some new communities out here, kind of as we get away from the main downtown area that's been established for a long time. It kind of sprawls outward, and some of the land gets sold off, and so we end up with some of these new communities here. So on the left-hand side, there's some new communities that are just kind of popping up there. Looks like this is a piece of land somebody bought and built a nice good sized house on. And if we go inside here, this is a bore. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. So these are definitely different than anything that that I've shown on any of my videos. So these are real narrow, real on the smaller side homes, but very new, nice looking houses, very nice, clean community. So this is very close to like the stores that we just saw, like Target, Walmart, and all that stuff. So this is all close to those stores, close to the freeway. It's got a pool in here. So these don't have a lot of property, but probably a really good entry point for getting into a house if you wanted to buy something but didn't want to spend a ton of money. It's a good central location, close enough to go to the stores, real close enough to the freeway. It's not that far from Meridian, so this is a decent option as well. Very nice and new, well maintained. Alright, we're turning back on the road we were on, Midland. So everything out here, from here to Meridian and Star and all that, is pretty spread out, so it's all real open. You'll see a mixture of houses on a huge piece of land, farmland, or just open property. And then sometimes you'll see just a planted community that's just kind of out of nowhere, just out of context. It doesn't belong. But you know, as the community grows, those are going to become more common, I think. So, but you will see those. So it just depends on you know, there's a little bit of everything here. So, all right, guys. So we've taken a tour around Nampa now, kind of showing you a little bit of everything. It's a really hard place to show everything, but I hope you've gotten a good feel for what it's like being around Nampa, kind of get a feel for what the houses look like, what the parks would look like, some older neighborhoods, some newer neighborhoods. So hopefully it gave you a little bit of insight and perspective. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. You can email us, you can contact us through the website, leave us a comment, idahopulse.com. And we hope to see you out here in Idaho. Have a great one.